In sports, injuries are like Thanos. They're just inevitable. Even when athletes are in peak physical form and train all the time, a single step, awkward landing, or violent collision can bend joints and limbs in ways that they aren't meant to move. When those serious injuries happen to athletes, it makes their return tough, but the injury comebacks are all more than worth watching. Athletes like Peyton Manning, Tiger Woods, Odell Beckham Jr., Victor Cruz, Tom Brady, and Paul George have all dealt with catastrophic injuries. But when they came back, it was a classic like a Hallmark movie. With the way technology, medical care, and advancements in surgery have seen advancements beyond our wildest imagination. Many of those breaks, sprains, and tears aren't the career enders that athletes used to fear anymore. With the right protocols and the right recovery, a lot of mental toughness, athletes can return better, faster, and stronger. So these injury comebacks are some of the best stories in sports. Tiger Woods is already on this list from the time he played in the 2008 US Open after suffering a double stress fracture to his left tibia. But after dealing with numerous back issues and surgeries, and he wondered if he would ever play on PGA Tour again, let alone win, he gets a spot on this list after he won the tour in September of 2018, and then his improbable victory at the 2019 Masters. Woods dealt with injuries and back issues over the previous 2 years, but he rounded into form in 2018, winning for the first time since 2013 to take his 80th PGA Tour win, right before coming back and winning the 2019 Masters for his 15th career major. Peyton Manning. Manning went through multiple neck surgeries along with spinal fusion surgery ahead of the 2011 season. That caused him to sit out the entire year for the Indianapolis Colts. There were even doubters that were saying that he would never play another game in the NFL, but Manning dismissed all that talk. And by the end of that season, he was throwing passes again in practice. The Colts didn't play Peyton in 2012 and they went 2-14 on that season, which set themselves up to get Andrew Luck in that draft. With those plans in mind, the Colts cut Peyton Manning, leaving him as a free agent, and then he signed with the Denver Broncos. And while Manning had his ups and downs to start with the Broncos, he quickly returned to his old form, throwing for 4,659 yards, 37 touchdowns, and just 11 interceptions in his first season back from surgery. The following year, in 2013, Manning shattered offensive records while throwing for 5,477 yards and 55 touchdowns for Denver. Peyton Manning's injury recovery is one of the most significant ones in NFL history. And what better way to end his career than a Super Bowl win in 2016? Adrian Peterson, AP. When the star NFL running back tore his ACL and MCL in his left knee on December 24, 2011 against the Redskins, plenty of people wondered if AP was done for. At the very least, he'd likely miss the start of the following season. Instead, he had a phenomenal recovery and was in the lineup for the Vikings in Week 1, just 10 months after suffering 2 tears that usually ended careers. But what was even better was AP's return, and how incredible he played after that injury. In 2012, he absolutely dominated the NFL, running for a career-best 2,097 yards while averaging 6 yards per carry, with 12 touchdowns and one of the most best statistical seasons in NFL history. Paul George. The Indiana Pacers star suffered one of the most horrible injuries in recent memory. The summer of 2014, while scrimmaging with the USA basketball team, George hustled back on defense to contest the open layup by James Harden. But his leg and his body didn't exactly land together, completely buckling and causing a compound tibia and fibula fracture. George's injury looked like his career could be over, but George attacked his rehab hard and ultimately returned to play 6 games towards the end of the 2014-15 season. Then in 2015-16, he showed off his recovery and put up some stats. In that season, he averaged a career best at the time 23.1 points per game and started in all 81 games that he played for. Buster Posey. The San Francisco Giants catcher suffered a horrendous injury on May 25, 2011 when he got into a home plate collision with then Miami Marlins player Scott Cousins. Posey suffered a fractured fibula and torn ligaments in his ankle, ending his season after just 45 games. And that was just a crushing fate for returning NL Rookie of the Year and World Series champ. But instead, Posey returned the next season 100% healthy, winning the National League batting title with a .346 average and playing in 148 games. In the 4 seasons since the gruesome injury, Posey played in at least 147 games each year, including a career-best 150 games in 2015. His incident inspired a new rule, coined the Posey Rule, that eliminated home plate collisions in baseball. The GOAT, Tom Brady. In 2008, Brady was coming off an MVP year and a Super Bowl loss to the New York Giants. Then in week 1 of the next season against the Kansas City Chiefs, he tore his ACL and MCL in his left knee. That ended his streak of 111 straight starts for the New England Patriots. But Brady came back the next season and looked as good as ever, passing for 4,389 yards and 28 touchdowns. The NFL GOAT played in all 16 games each season for the Patriots in the 6 years prior to the injury. And after injury, he did the same from 2009 to 2015, playing in each game. Victor Cruz. Cruz broke out for the New York Giants in 2011 and helped the team win a Super Bowl while salsa dancing the way into the hearts of NFL fans. The wide receiver had an infectious smile and an A+ media personality, which is why people all around the league teared up a bit when they saw his torn patellar. Ouch, it was against the Eagles during the 2014 season. Cruz rehabbed and hoped to return for the start of the 2015 regular season, but another injury came to his calf and kept him sidelined for the entire year. The time off must have been helpful for Cruz's knee because he was able to participate in drills for the first time in 8 months during June 2016. And Cruz was back running routes, and the Paterson, New Jersey product had no trouble making cuts while doing drills. The training camp return was no mirage. Cruz was back to full strength for the Giants in 2016, helping the team win in week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys with a touchdown reception, his first TD catch since 2014. And he had a fantastic grab against the Saints in week 2 to help set up the game-winning field goal. If you have a kind soul, please give us a like, subscribe by the bell to the Sports Plug Nation, and as always, thank you for watching.